Hey Pokemaniacs, my name is Triassic Force, and today we are going to talk about Mega Evolutions. Specifically, the top 10 Mega Evolutions that could appear in the current gen remakes of Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, which were some of the most successful Game Boy Advance games of all time, with their new iterations being Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. That being said, today we're going to look at what Hoenn Pokemon could be receiving a facelift. But first, to find what Pokemon have a higher probability than others to appear in the new games, we'll have to be able to spot certain patterns and look back at what Pokemon from the Hoenn region have already received Mega Evolutions. As of now, the Hoenn Mega Evolutions we have are Mega Blaziken, Mega Magtrike, Mega Mawile, Mega Medicham, Mega Absol, Mega Argon, Mega Gardevoir, and Mega Bayonet, and the unreleased Mega Latios and Latias. Now, this list alone doesn't really tell us much what to expect, but partnered with other generations' Mega Evolutions and some pattern spotting, we can make an educated guess of sorts. These are my top 10 Hoenn Pokemon that I think have the best chance of receiving a Mega Evolution in the new games. Coming in at number 10 is Mightyena. I've always seen Mightyena as a third generation version of Houndoom, so it's only fair if Houndoom gets a Mega Evolution, Mightyena should too. Think about it. Houndoom is a Fire Dark type, and with Mightyena receiving a Mega Evolution, its typing could be Dark and Ground, and give Houndoom a run for its money. Also, Sydney of the Elite Four Hoenn League also uses a Mightyena, so it would be opportune during that battle for him to have Megastone and have it evolve. Another reason Mightyena should receive Mega Evolution is because it hasn't really been relevant in the past few generations. Nothing's really happened to it. Sure, it's received a few new moves here and there, but besides that, it's remained relatively stagnant. Holding up the number 9 spot is Tropius. If Tropius received a Mega Evolution, its typing would still probably remain Grass and Flying. The design of Megatropius could implement the plant growths on its body, making them more overgrown, or maybe in bloom. Tropius is also one of those Pokemon that's remained stagnant throughout the years. Not much has changed, it hasn't received a pre-evolution, an evolution, a Mega Evolution, so Tropius could definitely use an upgrade. At number 8 we have Exploud. To me, Exploud seems like one of the more underrated Pokemon. Being available all throughout the game, it would take benefit from having a Mega Evolution. Mega Exploud's design could incorporate the tubes all along its body, making them more elongated, and essentially turning it into a bagpipe, which actually kind of works, seeing as Exploud is a sound-oriented Pokemon. Now, Exploud is a normal type Pokemon, so if it received a Mega Evolution, that could help it out a lot, making it maybe normal electric, normal dark, something like that, giving it a few more moves. At number 7 we have Sableye. Sableye is the version exclusive counterpart of Mawile. Mawile having a Mega Evolution, it seems fair to give Sableye one. Sableye, like a lot of other Pokemon on this list, have remained stagnant throughout the years. It's also worthy to mention that Phoebe of the Hoenn Region Elite Four has a Sableye, making that battle possibly more epic if it could Mega Evolve. I wouldn't be surprised in the least bit if Sableye got a Mega Evolution, because Sableye has been due a long time for at least an evolution. Mega Sableye's design could incorporate all the gemstones around its body, maybe making spikes or a shield or some sort of weapon of that sort. The typing would probably remain the same though. And here we have Torkoal at number 6. Torkoal is a pure fire type Pokemon, so receiving a Mega Evolution could give it new typing as well. A possible typing could be fire and steel, the metal bars around its legs wrapping up around its body, maybe even fusing into the shell, making a volcano or something like that. It's also worth mentioning that Flannery, a Hoenn gym leader, uses Torkoal, and in my opinion, every gym leader should have at least one Mega Pokemon to make them more of a boss fight, you know? Now we have Salamence at number 5. Salamence is one of the Pokemon that I see as following a pattern. The pattern being that Salamence is one of the generational Dragon-type Pokemon. And what do I mean by that? Well, every generation has a 3-stage evolution of a Dragon-type Pokemon towards the end of the Pokedex, Salamence being Hoenn's. Others include Garchomp, Tyranitar, Dragonite, Hydreigon, and Goodra. Salamence is also used by a member of the Elite Four, Drake. Salamance's Mega Evolution design can incorporate its aerodynamic look some more, making it more pointed, I guess. Number 4. Now we're getting to the nitty-gritty. We have Milotic. Milotic is viewed as an alternative to Gyarados, considering they both evolve from weak fish Pokemon and turn into serpents. One of the major differences between the two is their personalities, Gyarados being a Roid Rage-induced asshole compared to Milotic, whose common probably has a Zen Garden. This also follows a Nintendo pattern. The Nintendo pattern in this situation being that they both evolve from weak fish and are seen as exact opposites from each other, kind of like a yin-yang kind of thing. It's also worth mentioning that Wallace, the Sootopolis gym leader, uses a Milotic, so keep that in mind too. At number 3 we have Altaria. In Ruby and Sapphire, Altaria is used by Winona, the gym leader. The design for Mega Altaria could make it more dragon-like and maybe even give it whiskers, because Altaria is actually based on a mythical creature called a Peng. It would also make sense for them to introduce Mega Altaria because of the introduction of the new Fairy type and the small number of Dragon type Pokemon that are actually available. Coming in at number 2 is the starters. All of the Hoenn region starters. Now this also follows a pattern. The pattern being the starter pattern. In Pokemon X and Y, they introduced Mega Charizard, Mega Blastoise, and Mega Venusaur, along with Mega Blaziken. Now, Nintendo really likes to follow patterns, and it seems odd to me that they would make a Mega Blaziken and not a Mega Sceptile or Swampert. It'll also add a new twist to an old story. Number 1. At number 1, we have Metagross, for a few reasons. First of all, Metagross is used by your rival in Ruby and Sapphire, Steven. So it would only make sense towards the end of your journey to fight Steven and have his Metagross evolve into a Mega Metagross. Mega Metagross's design could make it more machine-like, or maybe even a spaceship, Metagross being a meteor or some shit like that. Mega Metagross could be introduced the same way Mega Gardevoir is in Pokemon X and Y, when you fight your rival in the final battle to up the ante the Mega Evolve, making it so much more intense. Alright guys, as with all my top 10s, my list probably won't match yours, so put your picks in the comments and I'll be sure to check them out. Remember, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, or for more Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire updates, become a subscriber.